Dragon Ball Z Budokai Tenkaichi 2! It's a challenge, Kakarot!
One of the most important comprehensions to any fighting game is spatial cognition. Spatial cognition is concerned with the acquisition, organization, utilization, and revision of knowledge about spatial environments. These capabilities enable humans to manage basic and high-level cognitive tasks in everyday life. In fighting games, this would define how one conducts combat due to the information provided by one's environment relating to the opponent's position, the opponent's attack, and the environment itself. This would suggest that the player must have a full understanding of the different levels of focal adherence, the limitations of one's character in relation to his position within the fighting stage, as well as in relation to the position of the opponent. In traditional two-dimensional fighting games, the stages may present the character additional abilities, such as Chun-Li's wall jump, or Vega climbing the cage, but ultimately, spatial cognition relates mainly to the position of one's character and the opponent. This is why so much emphasis is put on traditional zoning. As we explore techniques granted through spatial cognition, the ground and pound technique has proven to be one of the most devastating techniques in Tenkaichi 2. Through addressing the mechanical structure of how flight capability is performed, we recognize that characters possessing flight capability hover in a suspended aerial state. This hover does not only take place at high altitudes, but also when positioned within close proximity of the ground as well. Through this, we should explore how stage boundaries are taken into consideration regarding flight capability in relation to the hover. When positioned within the opponent's step-in barrier at high altitudes, pressing R1 will result with the character performing the ascension hop. R2 will result with the descent hop. This has already been explained. When positioned within the opponent's step-in barrier on the ground, pressing R1 will result with the character jumping into the air. Pressing R2 will produce no result, as grounded position has already been established. It is at this point that the player recognizes the importance of separating the grounded position from the hovering state at ground level. Only characters with flight capability may hover for extended periods of time, but since most characters possess flight capability, this mechanical exploit applies to the majority. This being said, it is also important to note that melee attacks performed by the character possessing flight capability will also encourage hover mode activation. When positioned within the opponent's step-in barrier at ground level and in hover mode, pressing R1 will result with the ascension hop, just as if the character were at high altitudes. If, however, the player were to press R2, the character will terminate hover mode and plant his or her feet onto the ground. The ground and pound is a technique that incorporates hover termination as a means of combo cancellation. In other words, while the game may have its own cancellation system, reflecting an augmented version of Budokai 3, we are creating a second cancellation system that does not include the charging aspect of the cancel. This eliminates the telegraphic aspect of charged melee in natural cancellation. Therefore, we will be using a cancel that has no tells, and like the natural cancel, can be performed at any time during the grounded combo. When positioned in hover mode at ground level, pressing R2 during any combo set will result with the cancellation of that combo set. This action, when performed at high altitudes, will incorporate the descent hop mid-combo in the same fashion as one would expect with a sidestep. However, in the case of ground-level hover mode, the ground presents itself as an environmental factor that affects combo potential. Continued base melee will allow the player to further the assault by resetting the current combo set. As each combo set consists of 5 square buttons, the R2 cancellation can take place after the first, second, third, and fourth square. If performed from the front, the opponent can still manage a choking defense, but once initiated from the rear, the ground and pound can carry the player to victory from the first hit, assuming the opponent's character does not possess the explosive wave. Again, this technique requires the player to be knowledgeable of combo construct, for the ground and pound will reset the current combo set until combo termination or transition. Therefore, one can begin in the base combo set and reach 99 hits via the ground and pound without ever reaching the first supplementary combo set. If, on the other hand, the player were to transition into the first supplementary combo set, further ground and pound activation will merely reset that supplementary combo set until combo termination or transition. Terminating the inclusive supplementary combo set will result with an expected collapsed aftermath. As the R2 cancel, used for ground and pound resets, allows the player to immediately reset into fighting stance, the player is allowed to take the offense into literally any direction. However, the effectiveness of the ground and pound is character dependent. Like the grounded shift, performing R2 cancellation is far more effective against a taller character than facing characters of the same height or shorter. In the case of the ground and pound, using a shorter character creates a higher potential for ground and pound success due to his melee creating a hover altitude that allows descent for cancellation. A significantly taller character's melee may not induce hover mode, eliminating R2 cancellation potential. Therefore, as expressed earlier, a character that is shorter than the opponent may hold advantage over a taller character or one that stands up straight. Now that the general understanding of ground and pound based R2 cancellation has been established, it is important that I emphasize the fact that it is not necessary for the character's feet to touch the ground for R2 cancellation to work. As long as the distance between hover altitude and ground level disrupts the required distance for the descent hop, the R2 cancel will be successful. This is important to know, for some follow-up attacks may not require grounded footing, while this may be necessary for others. As explained before, each character's base and supplementary combo sets may consist of punches, kicks, and weapon executions. The traditional player may simply see what he wants to see, but the experienced Tenkaichi 2 player recognizes punches, kicks, and weapon executions that allow a higher potential for R2 cancellation, for some attacks present a lifting state of hover altitude than the base fighter stance. Some attacks may include delays that may affect combo success, sacrificing control for flashiness. However, flashy combos present combos that prove to be difficult to defend via combo breaker ability, the execution of which will be up to the player to decide. Traditional players seem to indulge in the illusion that all Tenkaichi players play the same way, never mind the variation of hook positioning, super blasts, support blasts, key blasts, transformation potential, combat attributes, offense, defense, and movement exploitations, etc. In the heart of Tenkaichi 2 combat, the advantage goes to a variety of characters, holding dependence to the method of the player. Knowledge is key. As we move forward with the ground and pound added to our arsenal, let us now consider how R2 cancellation affects other aspects of battle. Offensive teleportation was once understood to be based on the basic construct of combo sets. As 5 squares exist within each combo set, that would suggest that each combo set allows 4 potential positions for offensive teleportation. While one could always incorporate a natural cancel to reset a combo set, the charge is a telegraph, allowing the opponent to establish expectation relating to the player's intentions and alternate options. However, if the ground and pound is put into effect, the cancellation cannot be detected in the same manner as natural cancellation. Therefore, a player may continuously cancel the combo set, allowing an infinite measure of offensive teleportation placement, given the player possesses the key to do so. However, therein lies a difference in how the hit counter relates to the combo itself, and where the player is positioned within the combo set. As explained before regarding how the hit counter relates to offensive teleportation, a player must understand the combo system itself based on what the hit counter is displaying in relation to the player's combo position. For example, a player that performs an offensive teleport within the second combo set, or first supplementary combo set, may terminate the combo set with boost aftermath. However, if the same combo were performed with a ground and pound reset in the second combo set, the same termination may result with step aftermath. Therefore, even if the opponent were aware of how offensive teleportation affects the combo, if he is unaware that ground and pound tactics are being incorporated, he will not know what part of the combo he is falling victim to, further altering his expectations. When teleportation and ground and pound tactics come into effect, the hit counter may only tell the player where he is positioned within the combo, based on what he knows through controlled commands. The hit counter may tell him that he is on the 5th hit of his combo, while the combo itself may be working on the 55th hit. This brings the concept of strafe teleportation to a whole new level. Blast Enforcement. Blast Enforcement uses the ground and pound technique as a means of executing ki blasts within the combo set. Knowing that any attempts to execute the ki blast during a combo set will result with a hook, the idea of incorporating ki blasts into a combo would normally be introduced through strafe teleportation or natural cancellation. However, as ground and pound incorporation can allow a player to reset into fighter stance without breaking the combo, a player can perform ki blasts after every ground and pound reset. Therefore, while one may have always considered ki blast availability in certain combat situations, he must now understand that ki blast availability has now reached a new level of potential, be it through base or charged ki blast incorporation. It is understandable that the traditional or Budokai player does not put much stock into the perceived depth of Tenkaichi, for such perception must be obtained through extensive experience that even most Tenkaichi players are unwilling to endure. The hit counter may be telling me where I am positioned within a combo, but to the uneducated viewer, he or she may be seeing something entirely different. Unbeknownst to him, the different cancellation techniques allow me to take the game any direction I wish at any time. Not many fighting games exhibit such depth, even by its best players. Now that the potential for base melee devastation has been realized through ground and pound execution, let us see what else can be incorporated through the exploitation of spatial cognition. Stay tuned for the next episode, where we will dive into grounded will. This is ZeroAnnihilated, and you are watching Dragon Ball Z Budokai Tenkaichi 2 Evolution.